Hello, I'm just checking in with you all to show you how to do the rows of hearts on our Sweet Ties That Bind pattern. It's a really simple stitch, just made up of clusters into one stitch separated by a chain one. The first few patterns that went out, there was a boo-boo. I told you to work one extra stitch in the cluster than needed. This won't affect the overall look of the heart, it will be fine. You can get away with it, you'll just have puffier hearts and inevitably would use a little bit more yarn. But the patterns have been corrected now and I think everyone has been contacted who purchased the pattern. And again, I really apologise, I got a bit bobble happy and I've basically gave you the instructions for a bobble rather than the smaller cluster for the heart. These are really simple to do. You need the right side of your work facing you when you're working your heart clusters, so your bobbles at the front, that's an easy giveaway. And it is literally a matter of, like I say, two clusters into one stitch separated by a chain one. All the little hearts, which are your two clusters, are separated by chain two, and we skip 3 stitches in between. So it's really simple to do. Now the reason I'm doing it on this blanket I've started in Christmas colours is because last night I was at Hookers Club hooking away and I've lost a stitch on that row there. I don't fancy taking it all back, so I just want to show you that you can fudge it. This blanket is quite forgiving. A lot of newbies need to know every stitch is there and is perfect, but to be honest, crochet can be quite forgiving. So I'll show you when I get to the end how I'm going to be a stitch short and it really won't matter. So I'll just show you how to work your cluster. It's yarn round hook. I'm skipping 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, so I'm working into that one there. Insert into stitch, yarn round, pull through, yarn round, pull through 2 stitches. You've got 2 loops on your hook. We repeat that 2 more times. Yarn round, insert into stitch, yarn round, pull through, yarn round, pull through 2. That's 1 time. Yarn round, insert into stitch, yarn round, pull through, yarn round, pull through 2. That's repeated 2 more times. We've got 4 loops on our hook. So it's just the same as a bobble. You can see why I got confused, but with a bobble we do that 1 more time, so we end up with 5 loops on our hook. Yarn round, pull through all 4 stitches. That's 1 cluster done. Then we chain 1. Then we repeat another cluster into the same stitch. So into that same stitch you just work the cluster, we work another cluster. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we're working it 3 times in total till there's 4 loops on our hook. Yarn round, pull through. After we've done our double clusters, we chain 2. 1, 2. Then we repeat by skipping 3 stitches into the next stitch. We work a cluster, a chain 1 and a cluster. Now at the end, it tells you to work to the last 3 stitches. As you can see, because I've got 1 stitch less, I've only got 2. I'm not going to worry about this. So we just chain 1 as the pattern says. We'll just skip 1 because we need to get that last stitch in there. And we work a 1 treble, but you would skip 2 if you have the amount of stitches you should. Okay? Now because I'm going to be changing my yarn at the end of the row, I'm just going to work half my treble and finish with my new colour. And then we chain 1 to join. Where's my loop gone? There it is. And we turn. Now, because obviously we hadn't got the correct number of stitches, we should have, before that cluster, 2 skip stitches. We've only got 1. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to work my first treble into that skip stitch. working into the skip stitch from row 18. So that's row 19, our hearts, there's row 18. And we're going to work a treble into there. Now I don't want you to work your treble in front of this chain stitch, I want you to work around it. It's really simple. Insert your hook into your stitch, yarn round from the back of your work, pull back to the front and work your treble. Okay, then we chain 1. We work a double crochet into the chain 1 space between our clusters, chain 1. We work a treble into the centre skip stitch of the 3 below. So a treble into there, around the chain stitches again, chain 1, a double crochet in our chain 1 between our clusters, chain 1, and again, can you see we're working into that stitch there, the centre skip stitch. So to do that we go around, insert our hook from front to back, yarn round at the back of our work, so we're wrapping it round our 2 chains we made in the last row and pulling back to the front. Yarn round, pull through 2, yarn round, pull through 2. Okay, so you got the gist of that. That's how you make your heart. Now this is the wrong side of your work, which I've said before is quite nice and quite hearty, but I like the front. It's a bit wonky there, hold on, let's get it in position. You can see your little hearts appearing, and like you can see there, it's not making no difference at all that we hadn't got a skip stitch there, because when we do our border we'll just encase that anyway, you're not going to see it. So don't be too worried if you do have an extra stitch here and there or lose one. You can fudge it and it's really forgiving. Sometimes life's too short to be doing things if you're not going to notice your mistake, isn't it? Alright, have fun and enjoy. Alright, if you need any help, don't forget you can contact me by email or through the Facebook group. Alright, thanks, bye.